everyone. Welcome and thanks for tuning in for our first coffee time together in a few weeks. I am so very glad to be back with you all, and I hope that you are all continuing to keep well as we endure these different times in our world. It was great to see some of you just a few weeks ago at our morning prayer service in the parking lot, when the sun came out and the rain went away just in time for us to gather together, and I look so forward to when we can do it again. But it was also so nice to have the last couple of weeks to just step back for some time of rest and relaxation, and also to have some more summer fun. Many of you have been asking if Jody and I went to Nova Scotia to visit our families during our time off. And unfortunately, the answer is no, because Manitoba and Nova Scotia still aren't in the same travel bubble, yet anyways. But we are so looking forward to the day when we can visit and spend time with them again. And I'm sure many of you who are away from family right now can resonate with the hopeful anticipation that we are feeling. Nonetheless, Jody and I did get to spend some time touring around the beautiful province of Manitoba. One of the exciting parts about being in the military for us is the prospect of getting to live in and see so many different places. So we want to maximize on these adventures while we have the opportunity. Over the last couple of weeks, we did some hiking. There are a lot of great provincial parks in Manitoba. We explored the Pinawa Dam, which was a really neat experience. We took on Caddy Lake and kayaked through the cool caves there. I spent a lot of time with my dog, Rusty. And of course, it wouldn't be a vacation in Winnipeg without a trip to the zoo. So we are very grateful that that was made possible for us. But about halfway through our time off last week, I started to notice that the weather was changing. Just a couple of weeks ago, the hot sun was beating down on you, and you almost had to avoid being out in the afternoon for too long without shade. But now, as we start into September, jackets are coming out and sandals are going away. The mornings and evenings are also getting noticeably darker and colder as a new season begins to set in. The seasons change quick in Manitoba. As many of you know, I did most of my growing up in Nova Scotia, and then I studied in Montreal for a few years. In both places, it was always still quite warm into September. In fact, I've even had university professors cancel classes in the first couple of weeks in September because of the intense heat. But here in Winnipeg, as you all know, the temperature changes quick to make for such defined seasons. One day, it seems as though I am turning down my air conditioner as low as I can get away with to beat the dry heat. And then the next day, I am resisting the temptation to blast the heat and get the chill out of my bones. But I must say, though they change quick, I really do like the changing seasons. I like the rhythm that they give to each year and the way that they mark periods of time and chapters of life. Each season that we have offers something a little bit different. They each carry their own unique splendor, but they also have their own unique points of dread. Each season offers different points of fun and also challenge. In the fall, we look forward to the beauty of the changing leaves, but maybe not the dark mornings and the raking that we have to do when those beautiful leaves fall. In the winter months, in the winter season, we might look forward to things like skating or watching the snowflakes peacefully fall from the comforts of our window. But then we might dread shoveling up that snow and getting into a cold car. It is not just our daily, external life that is marked by the earth changing and a new season coming about. Seasons change in our own personal lives too. And as these seasons change, as they come and go, they affect us internally in different ways. There is some wisdom in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 1 through 8, that affirms this reality when it says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing." It was almost as if they knew we'd be living through COVID-19. A time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. I'm sure some of these seasons of life, named by the writer of Ecclesiastes, will resonate with you. We each go through all kinds of different seasons in this earthly life. And we each experience these seasons in different ways. Some seasons are good. Some seasons are heartbreaking. Some seasons we never want to remember again. Others change us and define us for the rest of our days. Some seasons are so glorious, and others challenge us to the core. One thing that is sure is that seasons are always changing and coming and going. We can't stop seasons from changing, whether externally or internally. Just like we can't stop summer from changing into fall and then into the cold, dark months of winter. We can't stop the good times from turning into the bad. There is a season for everything in this life. A season for sun, rain, and snow. A season for laughter, pain, dancing, and tears. Seasons keep changing, and we have to decide how to keep moving throughout the changing seasons. My friends, as the seasons inevitably change both internally and externally, may you each find comfort in knowing that God is right there with you, helping you move through the changing seasons. In our worship video from this past Sunday, we heard God make that promise to Moses when he said, "I will be with you." This is a promise that God makes, not just to Moses and the Israelites, but to all of his precious children, including you and me. No matter what season this earth is in, or what season your heart is in, God will be with you. Even though seasons are sure to change, and then change again, And in the process, they change us and then change us again. There is one thing that always remains unchanged, and that is God. Though the seasons change internally and externally, God stays unchanged. And this same unchanging God, who promises to be with us and for us, is in control throughout all of the seasons we experience. Everything that we experience serves a purpose. Every season in this life serves a purpose. God has a plan to bring about everything for the good. We do what we can day to day, and then through the changing seasons, we leave the rest to God, trusting in His divine process and trusting that He is always with us, comforting us and caring for us. So, what season are you living in right now? What are the joys that you are finding in this season of life? What are the challenges that you are facing in this current season of life? How has God been faithful to you throughout the various seasons of your life? I hope and I pray that whatever season you find yourself in now, that you will know God is with you. He loves you and He cares for you because you are His precious child. And so, thanks for tuning in as we talk about the changing seasons and begin to take on the fall season and then inevitably the winter. Stay warm out there as summer begins to turn into fall. I look so forward to worshiping with you all on YouTube this Sunday, and then joining you all for a nice warm cup of coffee on YouTube next Wednesday.